Alright, ready to level up your app? Today, in the second episode of SwiftUI and Supabase in action, we are diving into user authentication. And by the end of this video, your app will support both email sign-up and login with Apple ID. It's going to be awesome, and it's a crucial step in making your app more professional and secure. I remember when I first added the authentication to an app, it made everything feel more real. Suddenly, my app wasn't just for testing, but something people could actually use. That's the feeling we're going for today. Now, if you missed episode 1, where we built a basic to-do list app, don't worry, you can catch it up. I'll link it up here and in the description. I definitely recommend that check it out so you can follow along smoothly with what we are doing today. But hey, if you want to dive it now, that works too. Today we are building on that to-do list app by adding user authentication. So user can sign up with email or even log in with their Apple ID. Let's make this app a bit more professional, shall we? So let's dive right in and open your project that we built together in the first episode. This is how it should be look like. So I just stop the simulator here, okay? And we are adding a view here. So we're starting with view. And we create a new view under the views directory. So this is going to be login view. So in a login view, we have to a navigation stack here, navigation. Just wait for the so here navigation stack. Let me just resume the preview to see it better. So in our navigation stack, we have another VS stack here with a spacing of 20. And then we have a text field for the email address. So we have email here, and for the text, we have to create a new variable here. Don't worry about that. I will going to make a view model for all of it. So just for the UI, we have to create this, and then we just transfer it to the view model. So this is gonna be the email, $email. And for the prompt, we have a text that goes for email. This is act like a placeholder for the text field. So I just wait for the preview here. Then we can proceed. Yep, I think we have the preview. Yep, we have our text field here, right here. So we're gonna take some styles. So keyboard type would be email address. Then the text content type would be that username. Then the text input auto capitalization never. As you can see, I run the Xcode 16 release candidate, and it has the intelligence, autocomplete intelligence here, and you can see this is all for the Xcode intelligence. So if you don't have it, don't worry about that. If you have it, it's good for you. And I will develop this app on iOS 18, and this is iPhone 6, iPhone 16. Yeah. So disable autocorrection. So disable auto correction. True. And then we have a padding to it. Then we have a background. This is the color, and that's secondary system background. Okay, this is good. And we have a corner radius of. So this is for the email field. Let me just comment it out. Email field. So, and for the password field, we have a secure field here. For password, we use secure field. And for the title key, we use the password. And again, we want to create another variable here at stage where password. This is also a string type and empty string. So for text, we use $password. And for the prompt, we use text and password. Just simple as that. And then we have dot text content type would be the password. Then the foreground color was with white. Then the frame. Sorry about the mess. So you have a padding like the for the email, and again we have the background system. That one, yep. And we have a corner radius of 8. Now let me just get rid of it. So here we have two fields, email and password, for login with or sign off with email and password with Supabase. So here we have our login. You'll be login button here. So we have a button, and for the action, we do nothing. As it's right now. And for the label, we have the text that goes for login, and the font would be that headline. Then the foreground color would be foreground style would be that white. Then the frame max width would be that infinity, and alignment and min height would be 44. And we have a background of color blue, yep, and corner radius of 8. Then, yep, we have it right there. And I think here we have padding, and navigation title would be like. Sorry about that. Yep, we have a simple login form here. So, go to your Supabase dashboard here. This is my Supabase project dashboard. Then go to SQL editor, and in the templates, quick starters, then we want to user management start. So this would be it. Don't modify it, just click run, and this would be run. And here now we have a user table under the of schema. We have users here. You have all the things you need here. So with just one click, you can use the user authentication in Supabase. So here, introduce we're gonna add a column here to it, to to-dos, that goes for user ID, and the type would be UUID, and here I add a foreign key here, and for the select schema, we use the auth, where is the auth? Yeah, auth schema, and from that, we use users, and then the user ID will go to the ID. So this is it, and just click save, and save. So we have a user ID that this is for that every to-do that goes and inserted in to-do table should have a user ID, different user ID, or that we gonna query them with the user ID and get the users to-do list, not show all the to-do list that all the users inserted into our database. So this is gonna be a specific for the actual user. So here it goes. And then here in the authentication, you can see all the users that sign up within your project, and also you can see the users that use different third-party providers like Google, like Apple, like GitHub or GitLab. You can you can see it all there. And in the providers, we have email enabled. So here is that. Just for this tutorial, don't check the confirm email for the user registration. Here it goes, and we're gonna use the Apple here to sign in with in our app. Don't worry about it. This is so simple. It's just a few steps that is somewhat confusing, but don't worry about it. I will make step by step through it. So this is it. In our Supabase, we have to-do list, and yep, let's make it. Nope. We make it after. So here, in our to-do items, we have to add our new user ID column. That is the UUID type. This is it. And let me just create a new view model here. I don't want a new directory here. I just want a new view model. Yep. So this is gonna be the auth view model. So need to create, and this is created for us. So the auth view model manages all the action related to the authentication, including registering the users, logging the users, sign up the users, and logging with Apple ID. And it interacts with the Supabase as the backend. So here we have to import SwiftUI and observation. Import observation, and then we are at observable macro, and then the final class of view model. This is good. So here we have to create our properties here. Properties. So I use mark to differentiate between the codes so that it is more cleaner to read. So here we want to store the user email into this variable. So this is a string type, and this is an empty string by default. So again, we have to store the user password, And this is also a string. This is an empty string. So here we have variable is authenticated equal false. Variable is loading equal to false. And is showing alert. We want to show an alert whenever there is an error with the logging or signing up, and we want to show the message here. So here it goes. And here we have a variable of auth result that holds the authentication result in it. So this is the result type, and this is going to be a void and error. Yep. And whenever it's set, and if case, and if this is a failure, let's error equals auth results. Whenever the auth result returns a failure case to us, we're gonna use it as the alert message equal to error dot error dot localize from this error dot error. Yep. And we're gonna use the is showing alert equal to true for now. So this is it. Let me just cut and paste this one here, right there. I'm sorry. Okay. Great. So I use localized description for better user experience. So here we have a variable is valid. So this is a Boolean type. It checks it's a computed variable. So if the user email that is empty, if not, and this is gonna take place in a disable for a signing button. Here, if the user email and user password is not empty, it's gonna be true. Whatever else is gonna be false. So here, this I don't like this one, and I want to use something better and something clean. So I use some helper function here. So this is a show alert. Is showing alert equals to true, and here instead of this we can use the show alert functions. Here we have mark helper methods. So this is for it, and we're gonna want to use it for the loading state here also. So we have the toggle loading state, and here we're gonna use with animation and is loading dot. So this is good, and head to the signing method, authentication method. So mark here authentication methods. So First of all, we want to sign in with the user and with the email and password. So here we have func handle sign in button, and here it goes. So here we have a guard. And we're gonna use is valid here. Else the alert message equal to please enter your email and password here, and we're gonna show alert and then return. So let me just add the alert and add it to here. So and also create a new variable here. So I get rid of these ones. So this is a bindable because we want to bind its variable to our view. So bindable variable view model equal to type of view model. You're gonna see. Let me just use this one, and then we can proceed. So here we use $view model dot user email, and here $view model dot user password. So here it goes. We have these ones, and okay. Here in our button, we have to go to with this. Oh, let me just get rid of these ones. And this is gonna be a view model dot handle sign. Okay, good. And use the disabled, and we're gonna say view model that is loading. If the is loading is true, is loading, or view model that is valid, and this is gonna be of true if yep, and this is gonna be not this invalid. So here we have alert, and here we have to create this one. So login failed, and for this presented we have and $view model that is showing alert. For the action, we have a button here with the role. So button, this is okay, and the role, yep, would be cancel, and it does nothing. And for the message, here we have text, view model dot alert message. If not, there was an error. Okay. So let me just see. This is acting good. And here I just wait for the, let me see what is the error here. Using the argument user ID. Okay. User ID. Just to fix it. Okay, I think we are good to go. Just waiting for the preview here. Okay, this is disabled, and whenever, if I remove this one, here, I think we use the login field, please enter your email and password. Okay, this is good. So, let me just create our sign-in logic here. So, you can use the Supabase doc whenever you need. Supabase docs. This is very completed documentation here. And we're going to use this one. Sign in a user. So try await supabase.auth.signing, and then we pass the email and password. So let me just create this one. So here, in this one, we want to use the asynchronous functions. So this is not an async function. So here, let me just create a private function that this is private because it's more secure this way. That just only in this scope, in the auth view model, you can use it, not in every place. And this is a good practice for the security and so on. So. And also, this is because it is asynchronous function and changes in our UI. You have to use as main actor here, and this is a signing function. Signing, and this is asynchronous function. So here we have to use some use this function in the handle signing button tab, and we can use the asynchronous function in the non-asynchronous function within the task scope. So I use here await sign. So this is good. So first of all, I want to toggle the loading state, and I use defer. Defer, it goes when it runs whenever the functions return and finish. So whenever the signing function finished and returns some values, it toggle again the toggle state. So here we have do and catch. For the catch, we have auth results equal dot failure, and we have the have to pass the error. So, and whenever the catch is happened, the auth result equal to dot failure error. It runs this one. So if the case, yep, and shows us the alert message. So this is good. And here, as you remember, we have try, await, Supabase dot on, dot sign in, and then you have to pass the email. Let me see what is going on. Why is this not auto-completed? Yep, we have it. Okay. So good. And for the email, we pass the user email, and for the password, we pass the user password. So it's gonna be our login. Just as simple as that in one line of code. So here we can use the auth result equal the success. And because this is a void function, we just use the empty parentheses here. And yeah, this is all for our signing. So here it goes. Now we want to create a new view model here. It's called app state. App state. So let me just go to the app state. App state manage the authentication state of the application, and it goes as an environment variable into our views hierarchy, and you can check if the user is authenticated or not within this one and observe the changes in the authentication from the Supabase server. So here again, we import SwiftUI and import observation here. And here we use the Minecraft observable. And again, final class. Oh my god. Yep, app state. Here we have the enum for the app state that represent the different state and different authentication state in our app. So we have enum of state, and this is gonna be the case loading, if loading, in case authenticated, and in case unauthenticated. So we have three cases: one for loading, that is the state of authentication is gonna be is being determined. So the authenticate user is authenticated, and unauthenticate is the user do not have the authentication. So here, this variable, we can use it in our views hierarchy and in our app. So authenticated is authenticated, and this is auth state, and for default it's gonna be loading. So here it goes. We have the method here. So it checks the login state by observing the authentications event and authentication changes in ours from the Supabase. So this is also a main actor function. Check login status. Let me just see. Check login status. And this is a SignInWithAppleButton function. And here for await state in await Supabase. Yep, that auth state changes. And here we have to define an array if that in a initial session, yep, and also that sign in or signed out, yep, that contains state.event. So if any of these events happen in our state event that we are listening in within the Supabase auth state changes happen, we use with animation here, and we use is authenticate equal to state.session and not equal to nil. Then would be dot authenticated, else would be unauthenticated. So if there's an active session, the user is authenticated. If there is not an active session here, the user will be unauthenticated. So here it goes. And we're gonna use this app state in our auth model. So let me just add it to our auth model here. And yep, here we have the let app state. This is an instance of app state. So in the init, we have the app state and sub app state equal to app state. So here we initialize our app state. And here in our sign-in function, we want to use this. So app state dot is authenticated equals loading. Then we want to check it. So we want to use await app state dot check login status. So here it goes. This is good. And okay, here we're gonna change this one because we want to add the app state here, and we don't have it. So here this is type of auth view model. Let me just add it to this one quickly. Auth view model and app state, so that our preview doesn't go away. So okay. Here we want to show the unauthenticated user the login view, and for to authenticated user, we're gonna show the to-do list view. So how can we do that? By adding a new view here, naming it content view. So content view here. So in our content view, in our content view, we're gonna handle all the three states that we have in our app state. So let me just create an environment, and here let me just pass the environment here. So in our main struct here, we create a private a private variable for the app state, and this is equal to app state. We initialize it here, and here we pass it as an environment variable. So here we pass the environment, and we use the content view here. So good. And here we have app state. We want to use it .self, and then we have variable of app state. Good. And here we have a group that goes for search, and we have search here that have app state that is authenticated. Yep. For loading, we have a progress view here that's in here. We see loading with 3 dots. For the authentication, we have it to-do list view, and we pass the to-do to-do list. Yep. And yep. Yep, let's see. And here we have to pass the login view. And we have the auth, view model, and app state. Pass the app state. Okay. Okay, we are good to go. So we pass the app state environment as an environment variable to our content view. And in our content view, we have a switch here for is authenticated variable. It is where is that? I don't know. Okay. So doesn't matter. So it only takes three variables, so three different states. We have loading. If the is authenticated, is loading. We show the progress view. If it's authenticated, we show the to-do list view, and if it is unauthenticated, we show the login view. So this is good. And here in our login view, I think we're good to go. Let me just try it. So let me just add a user here. We can add a user here by adding a user, create a new user, and I use email at email.com and use some password, auto confirm user, yep. And I have this user, so I can log in with this. This is good, I think. So this is always be loading. Okay. Let me just double check it. Okay. So here it goes for loading because we don't use the we set the is authenticated value is equal to dot loading, but we don't check the login status. So here in the content view, we have on the peer here. When it's on the peer, have a task and rate app state dot check login status. So this is gonna be all right. And I think we are good. Yep. Here, this is our login view. So email at email.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. The login. So error value not found. Okay, we have an error coding is user ID. Okay. Yep. We have it right there. This is a login view. Okay. So we are logged in. So after that, we want to register the users. So this is just simple as the login. So here we use button, and for the action again we right now do to the needs to do it. So this is a to do, and here we have a text that goes for register with email. So that font will be that headline. Foreground style will be that blue. That frame max width would be that infinity, and min height would be 44. And also the background would be that clear. Yep. And we have corner radius of 8. This is useless, but you can use it. So we have a padding, the top, and will be 10. And then we don't want this. So here again in our auth view model, we're gonna create two functions. So for registration, this is for login. Mark login with here we have marked registering with okay. So here again we have a function for a handle register button tapped. So again guard is valid, else would be alert message equal to please enter your email and password and show alert, and then return the function. So after that, we want to perform the registration asynchronously. So use task, and here create the function. So again, this is a main item, and this is a private function register async. So here, let me just add this one. So wait for register. So we have toggle loading state, and we can defer it. Toggle loading state. So here it goes. Again, you have a do catch block for our async function here. And in the catch block, we have auth result called failure. And this is the error. We pass the error here. So let me just go to the Supabase doc. And here we create a new user. So here, create a new user, just like that. Try await supabase.us.signup and we pass the email and email and password. So for this tutorial, I'm gonna make all the things simple as possible. So we just get the user email and user password, but if you want, you can gather more information about the user, the username, user full name, user age, user gender, and also so on and so forth by creating a new registration form. But I want to make all the things simple, so here we have try wait supabase.auth sign up with email and password. So this is the user email and this is a user password. Good. We want to, after the registration, we want to sign the user in. So we wait sign in. This is good. Yep. This is all the code that you want for the user authentication with email and password. So let me just run the app here. Okay, I need to sign out. Let me just add quickly the sign out button here. Or let me just do the sign out right there. Okay. Let me just quickly sign out. Don't do this. I just want to sign the user out. Okay. And the views to show you. This is not part of the tutorial. So on appear. Okay. Let me just sign out quickly and then we are good to go. Think. Okay. So here I want to create a new user here. So let me just create an email to @email.com. Use some passwords here and create login failed, and register. I forgot to add it to this one. So view model dot register handle register button tag. So here it goes. I think we are good to go. Email to email.com and use some passwords. Yep, we have it. Okay, don't worry about that. We already fixed it. Okay, we have it right here. So good. And I want to add a sign out button here. So let me just do this in our to-do list view. Here I want to grab it is a toolbar item, and placement would be that top bar trailing, and the content would be this. And again, we have a toolbar. Placement would be top bar leading, for leading, and here we have a button here. So here we have a button, and this is the action for it right now. Again, to do. To do, and here for the label we have a text. Sign out. This is a foreground style, that red. And for the button style would be borderless. Button style would be borderless. Okay, so here, and then we have the sheet. So here, we want to we want to gather all the authentication logic in one file. So I can just move the sign out function to the to-do view model, but this is not a good practice. So we want to our authentication logic is in one file. So we use variable auth view model. This is auth type of auth view model. So here it goes. And in our auth view model, we create our sign out function. So here, func sign out. And again, we have a task here to perform it asynchronously. Await and private function for sign out. This is async function. So sign out. Yep. Here it goes. We have a do catch block. And in the catch block, as earlier, we have auth results and failure error, passive error here. Okay. And in the catch, we have a try. Wait, again, Supabase dot auth. What the fuck? Auth dot sign out. And again, is authenticate equal to false. So this is good. And here I want to add it to the to-do list view. Yep. Here, where is the to-do? Yep. So auth view model, auth view model. Nope. Where is it? Auth view model dot handle sign out. This is good. And we have an error here. Builds failed. Yep. Here we want to add the auth view models of view model and app state here. Okay. And again, we have one more error, I think. Here we're gonna pass the auth view model to it. So we pass it auth view model. And again, app state would be the app state that we have. And here. Good, we have it. So if I run it, we have the sign out button here. We sign out. Okay. So until then, until now, we create the sign in with user with email and password and register with the email and password in our app. From now on, you need we want to implement the Apple ID login within our app. So you need a Apple developer account that costs $99 or 99 euros. For you that for a 1 year account, yep, you can buy it from the developer.apple.com. So let me just show you. And don't forget to subscribe my channel and hit the like button and hit the share button. So developer.apple.account here we have I have the account. As you can see, the annual fee is 99 euro. You can just buy it, or if you don't want to buy it, there is no other option, unfortunately. So this is it for you. If you don't have any interest in buying Apple developer account, or you don't have any Apple developer account, you can't go on with this tutorial. Sorry about that. This is done for you. But if you interested in how to make it happen, just go on with the tutorial. So here I have the Apple developer account. So I want to create a new service here. So let me just go to the certification here and the identifiers. So I add a new identifier here for the app IDs and app continue. And the description will be to do list Supabase. And for bundle ID will become that this is a unique bundle ID, so Supabase to do list. So, and here among all these functionalities, I want to add the sign in with Apple here and click the continue, and here the register. So I register this and I just copy and paste this one, and here let me just stop it. In our project, I want to in sign in capabilities, Here, I just copy and paste this one, and I add a capability for signing with Apple here. And we are good to go, I think. Updating, yep, good. So after that, I want to create a new service ID, and the description will be Supabase OAuth. We use the OAuth. So here we have Priya, Sadri, and Supabase OAuth. Continue and register it. So here I click on it, the new service ID. So I just sign in with Apple and I just click to configure it. So the primary would be to-do list Supabase primary app ID. And in our Supabase, go to the providers and then select the Apple and enable it. So here, callback URL for OAuth, and just gonna copy it. So I just paste it here, and here I just want to domains and subdomains. Here it goes. This is the your project URL on Supabase, and this is a callback URL from these providers in your dashboard. So this is gonna be your project URL auth/v1/callback. So this is good. And create the next and done. And continue and save it. So we have our service IDs here. And then we want to create a key for it. So here I just create a new key here for Supabase Apple OAuth key and sign it with Apple's and in the configuration primary app ID. We have to-do list Supabase here and save it, and then click the continue and register it. So here you have to download your key. This is a P8 file that created for you, and this is your key ID. So after that, you have to generate a secret key. So here we want your service ID here. Let me just copy and paste this one. So all identifiers, and I think it's service ID. Yep, this is our service ID. Identifier for your service ID. Just copy it and then paste it in your Supabase dashboard. And for a secret key, we have JWT.io. So in JWT.io, you have to follow along these instructions. So for the header, we want to use this one here. Oh, let me just clear this one and just copy it. Okay, copy it. So the algorithm would be ES256, and the key ID would be the key ID for your this key ID. This is the ID of your generated key. So I just copy and paste it here. So good. And then in the payload and data, you have to do this. So your issuer, that would be your team ID. So let me just go to developer account. This is marked here. Yep. Here, your team ID. And for the time, I want to use this website here, epoch converter. So this is the current timestamp. I just current time in seconds. And for the expiration, I use the next month. That would be this one in the seconds. So the AUD should be appleid.apple.com and your client's ID. Your client ID would be let me just see. Yeah. Your client ID would be your Supabase service ID, this one. So this is one, and you have to open the auth key here with text editor. Let me just find the text edit here, and you have to copy and paste the begin all the content of this file, just not the key. You have to also include the begin private key and end private key here. So I just copy and paste this. And let me just correct this one here. So here it goes. And here we have our JWT. So you can use it here as a secret key. An authorized client's ID would be your bundle identifier. Here it goes. And click on save. This is good. Apple login enabled in your Supabase dashboard. So go to the your login view, and here in our login view we want to import the authentication services. So import authentication services, and here let me just resume it. And I want to make some styling here, so it's stack. There's a stack. And we have a rectangle. And frame. Height would be 1. And that's foreground style. That's secondary. And the text that goes for or. And again, foreground style would be that secondary. And also we have another rectangle here with frame, and the height would be 1, and that foreground style again. Foreground style would be that second. Yeah. I just wait for the preview. Now let me just add a padding here. Padding and repeat that horizontal. And repeat 2. So here we have it. And after that, we want to add our sign in with Apple button. So we use the sign. We have the sign in with Apple button built in that you don't want to style it and all the things. So here we have request in, and for the request, we want to fill the request scopes equal to that. You can here you can define what do you need. So I want an email and I also want a full. So and on completion here we have results and here we do that. So yep, here okay, we have sign with Apple. So we have sign in with Apple button style and with the divide outline. And we have a frame for it. And the height would be 44. And a padding for that horizontal. So here I think we are good. Here you can have different styles. So you can use the black one. You can use the white. Yep. But the thing is, when you use the black or white, that doesn't match with two color scheme, the light one and the dark one. So whenever, as you can see, I use the white, and you can see there is no border here. So I just want to use white outline here to confirm with two different color schemes. So here it goes. And let me just go to the auth view model and create the function for the Apple login. So here, signing with Apple. And yep, here we have the same mark, sign, and with Apple. And handle the result from the sign in with Apple button. So this is function handle sign in with Apple button tab. And let me just we want to the function gets a result of here we want to just add import authentication services, and then we have AS authorization result and so here it goes, and here we have switch for the results and results, and in case of success we have let authorization and here we have let so here we have if let Apple ID credential equal to authorization dot credential dot credential as yep, that's it. So as AS authorization Apple ID credential, so we have task wait, and we want to use it. So Let me just see what is going on. Has no number of AS authorization results. No, AS authorization. Yep, that is good. AS authorization. Here you have credential. Good. And here for the failure, we have a result equal to failure. And we pass the error to it. Sorry about that. So this function goes when the first Apple sign-in form appear. So let me just see. Apple sign-in. If we have it somewhere like this, I think. I want to show you how to sign. Nope, that is not what I want. So this is for the first form that the Apple sign-in shows you to confirm your email, your name, if you want to hide your mail or not. If this is successful and you are authenticated to use the Apple ID on your Apple device, then we want to sign you in our backend and with the OAuth that we just activated in our Supabase. So here we have the sign in, and this is a main actor, also main actor and private function for signing with Apple, and this is a synchronous function. So it accepts the credential, and this is AS authorization. Apply the credential. Okay, good. And here we want to toggle loading state and defer it. So toggle loading state, and then we have core. Let an identity token data equal to credentials dot identity token, and also we want to let identity token equal to string, and we want to use string. Let me just see. Yeah, string data would be identity token data, and the encoding would be dot UTF-8. UTF-8. So else would be auth result equal dot failure, and we pass there was an error. Apply credentials. Has error. Okay. So after that, we have a do catch block. So do catch block here, and then would be return. In the catch block, as before, we have auth result equal.failure, and we use error here. So great. And here we have, let me just go to the Supabase documentation and sign in a user through OAuth. So here you can use the try wait Supabase .auth.sign with OAuth, and you can provide the GitHub. You can provide the provider that in here it is GitHub, but in our case it is Apple, and then we are good to go. So here we have try wait Supabase .auth.sign sign in with ID tokens, and for the credentials we have .init, and the provider would be .apple, and the ID token would be identity token here. And then we have the auth result equal success, and here and app state. App state dot is authenticated equals to dot loading, and then we want to check it. Wait app state dot check login status. So good. And I think we are good to go. Yep, let me just run it. Oh, don't forget to add the our function to our Apple button sign-in. So here on completion, we want to use viewModel that handle sign in with Apple button tapped, and result will be result. So good. And yep, let me just run it. So I will build the app once again. And I click sign in with Apple here. And as you can see, I log in with my Apple ID on my simulator. So you can choose the name, and then I want to hide my email and continue with password. And I use my password here to sign in. And we'll log in, I think. Here, I just want to wait. Let me just check here if I have new user here. No. I don't have any error here. Why it does not log us in? Okay, here I found, we don't want to print. I found my mistake here. I have to wait. Sign in with Apple here. Sign in with Apple and go to credentials. I use the Apple ID credentials. So good. And I just build it once again. So I sign with Apple. Here, sign in, and I use the password here. Yep, we are signed. So good. And yep, here we have it. You can see I hide my email here, and the provider is Apple, and so on and so forth. So here, this is done with the login, and there's just something left that I think is more important than the login. We have to fetch the client's data. So we here when we want in our 3D view model, when we want to fetch the items, we fetch all the items that are in our database, in our table. So we don't want that. We don't. We want to use the user ID and collect the actual user data. So we go to the 3D view model. Then we want to create a new function here to get the user ID. So here, in here, we want the function get user ID. And this is an async function. And it returns a UU, an optional UUID. So here it goes. We have a to U and catch. So here we have return, await, return try await, Supabase dot auth dot user and dot ID. Okay, this is too long and this goes back to the ID, and here we want to print error getting user ID, and this is the error, and then we return nil here. So good. So we want to fetch the new items by using the user ID. So you want to use if let user ID equals to rate get user ID, and then we use this catch block here. Okay, and yep. So let me just see. Okay, here we select all the records in our table. We don't want that, so we want to use conditions. So if you and the column value is the user ID, and the volume is the user. So it just select all the record that the user ID value is equal to the current user ID within our. So this is good. And in the add items also we want the user ID. So here we have if let Again, user ID equals to wait, get user ID, then have this one. And here we have to say this is the user ID. So here it goes. This is good. And mark as complete is good. Delete to do item is good. And we are good to go. So let me just rerun the app. And make it and here in our to-dos table, remember, if you remember in the first episode, we disable the row level security. Here I want to enable it, and I want to add a policy here to it, create a policy and all, and here using true, just go as I say. So here we should select auth.uid equal to user. So this is good. And I check the all, and the policy is going to be all. So we create a new policy, a row level security policy that if the user is authenticated, it can it have the permission to use the select, insert, update, and delete function in our table. So this is good. Let me just assign this task to a user here. So let me just which user is that. So the user ID is 24. Right. So here 24. This is the one. So if I rerun the app, we should see the this task here. Yep. And if I create a new one, so Apple user task and Apple user task created. So save to do. We have it. We can complete it. Yep. So if I do sign out, then I log in with another email here. Why this is not working? Yep, this is working. And here we see nothing here. So user one task and task user one task. Save to do. Complete it. And also I can delete it. So let me just create another one and check the database here. Yep, we have 3 tasks here. Task 1, user task 1, and the users can't see or modify or delete their to-do list items. So this is it. In this episode, you added email and Apple ID authentication to your SwiftUI app. Make it more flexible and secure for users. You are now a step closer to create a fully functional app. In the next episode, I will focus on push notification and how to add within your apps, and we want to add it in our to-do list app. So stay tuned. And so if you found this video helpful, hit that like button And don't forget to subscribe me for more SwiftUI and Supabase tutorial. Leave me a comment below if you have question or want to share your progress. Practice until you make it, and happy coding. Bye bye guys.